A pleasant morning. We are the Group 2 and we will be discuss the law on common carrier and the air passenger bill of rights. The basic concept of carrier in general. So before we proceed, I will introduce first what is carrier. Carrier is a person or company in which transports products or people on behalf of another person or company. Kumbaga sila yung mga tao na nagdadala or nagdi-deliver ng mga products. Liable din sila to any loss of items while in transit yung certain products. While yung role naman ng carrier is to ensure smooth transport ng mga goods once having received the shipment from the shipper. Importante ang carrier because it provides a vital service to businesses and also to individuals.
So, let's proceed to the classification of career. Unahin natin si private career. A private career is one which without making the activity a vocation or without holding himself or itself out to the public as ready to act for all who may desire his or its services, undertakes by special agreement in a particular instance only to transport goods or persons from one place to another, either gratuitously or for hire. Para mas mapadali, private career daw po is a company that provides transportation services to the firm that owns or leases the vehicles and does not charge a fee. Halimbawa dito is yung sa Coca-Cola Company. Gumagamit sila ng transportation para ma-deliver ito sa ibang lugar. Pero yung product lang nila dapat ang laman ng sasakyan na ginagamit nila. Hindi pwedeng Coca-Cola yung company name na sa truck, pero ang laman is Pepsi. Pero si private career din daw ay pwedeng magkaroon ng contract sa ibang company. Katulad na lang sa na-experience ko, share ko lang sa inyo. Nag-work kasi ako dati sa Towns Delight Catering. Then, napansin ko na yung isang truck na ginagamit namin to transport the thing para sa gagamitin namin for wedding is hindi Towns Delight ang nakapangalan sa truck. Kasi lahat po ng truck na nasa Towns Delight is nakapangalan mismo sa company. Then one time, may nakita kong ibang truck. Party Hub po yung name ng truck. Yung Party Hub po kasi is name din po yan ng ibang company na nag-cater. So, hiniram po kasi yun ng Towns Delight dahil kulang sa transportation. Pero ang kapalit po nun is pahihiramin namin sila ng ibang gamit for wedding. So, dun pa lang sa part na yun, matatawag na yun na private career. Kasi may contract na naganap between the companies.
For better understanding on this part, Toribio is a professional lawyer. Meron siyang 2 service vehicles which is the Toyota Altis and the other one is Ford Expedition. On the other hand, Ponpon, a friend of Toribio, needs a car para sunduin yung wife niya sa airport. So dahil alam ni Ponpon na may sasakyan si Toribio, he then asked him if he could possibly rent his Toyota. So si Toribio immediately agreed with the condition that Ponpon will gas the vehicle. So on this part, it is a private carrier kasi hindi naman niya ino-offer yung sasakyan niya into public or many people. And also may kasunduan kaya siya pumayag kasi si Ponpon is siya yung mag-fill ng gas ng kanyang sasakyan.
Proceed tayo sa common career. Sabi sa Article 1732, common career are persons, corporations, firms, or associations engaged in the business of carrying or transporting passengers or goods or both by land, water, or air for compensation, offering their services to the public. Sa madaling salita, ang common career is kabaliktaran lang ni private career. Kasi si common career is isa siyang company na open sa lahat, open sa public. Ang magandang example dito is yung sa Philippine Airlines. Nagpo-provide siya ng service sa lahat ng tao na gustong mag-travel sa ibang lugar. In general, there are two types of career. Si private career ay nagpo-provide ng service sa specific company or individual, while common career are open to the public and nag-o-offer siya ng services to anyone who wants to use them.
Illustrative case number 1. Juanito is the assigned Assistant Marketing Manager of XXX Corporation, traveling around Manila to meet clients and advertise the company into different establishments are one of his tasks. By his great performance, the president of the company satisfied and gave him his own car. And him being hardworking and business-minded, he used that car to have a sideline. He tended to contact all of his friends that do online businesses and offered his car as their service to deliver the products that is ordered by the buyers. His friend agreed, and Juanito became successful in his sideline. Is Juanito a common carrier or a private carrier? So, Juanito itself is a common carrier. He was exposed to multiple individuals kasi ina-advertise din niya yung company nila into different establishments. And also, yung ginawa niya is inoffer niya yung service car niya to his friends to use that car when delivering orders and products to the customers. And in that case, that is already considered as a common carrier.
Contract of public carriage o transportation. Tulad ng ibang cases, mayroong tinatawag na contract of carriage o contract of public transportation. Sakop nito ay ang pasahero at mga karaniwang carrier. Sa kontrata naman, gawa ito sa pagitan ng operator at ng pasahero. Tulad ng nabanggit sa nakaraang discussion, ang kontrata ay binubuo ng dalawang parties kung saan both parties ay may agreement sa mga nakasulat sa contract. So masasabi ba natin na may kontrata tayong matatawag kung sa una pa lang wala ng document na magsasabi or magpapatunay na nilagdaan ito ng pasahero or ng carrier? Sabi sa nakaraang discussion, ang kontrata ay hindi lang isang papel, ito rin ay meeting of minds kung saan dapat may kasunduan na mangyayari. Paano masasabi na nagwo-work siya in this case? Since ito ay tumutukoy sa transportation, ang sinuman ay may karapatan na sumakay sa pampublikong sasakyan. Layunin nito na magsakay o magbigay ng serbisyo through public vehicles or public transportation na nagsasabing responsibilidad ng driver na maghatid ng pasahero ng ligtas at nasa tamang lugar. Kaya naman kung mabigo ang karaniwang carrier na tuparin ang obligasyon na to, maaring magdemanda ang pasahero para sa paglabag sa kontrata o managot sa pinsala. Last December, ipinag-utos nila ang Transportation Office Chief Vigor Mendoza II ang paghuli sa mga kolorum na public utility vehicles, gayon din ang mga taxi drivers na namimili ng pasahero. Ipinagbabawal sa batas ang pagtanggi ng mga taxi drivers sa mga commuters.
Responsibility of a common carrier. In Article 1733, common carriers from the nature of their business and for the reason of public policy are bound to observe extraordinary diligence in the vigilance over the goods and for the safety of the passengers transported by them, according to all the circumstance of each case. By the article, the state of extraordinary diligence underscore that the common carriers have a significant duty to uphold the safety and security of both goods and passengers in their care. By adhering to this standard of care and considering all the circumstances of each case, common carriers can fulfill their legal obligations and help promote a safety and reliable transportation experience for the public. This also includes maintaining safe vehicles, employing trained and competent staff, adhering to safety regulation, and addressing any potential risks or hazard that may arise. Article 1755. Common carrier is bound to carry the passenger's safety as far as human care and foresight can provide, using the utmost diligence of very caution person with due regard of all circumstance. As I said a while ago, the common carrier must take all the reasonable precautions and exercise the highest degree of care to protect the safety of passengers during the transportation. Common carriers have a duty of care towards their passengers and must do everything within their power to ensure their safety throughout the journey. Failure to meet the standard of care can result in legal liability if an accident or injury occurs due to the carrier's negligence or lack of diligence. Article 1756. In case of death of or injuries to passengers, common carriers are presumed to have been at fault or to have acted negligent unless they prove that they observe extraordinary diligence. In such situations, the burden of proof or the duty to prove their innocence lies with the public. They need to prove that they have taken all the possible steps to safeguard the safety of their passengers. Based on the source of obligation, Quasi-delicts acts that the common carrier may cause damage or there being fault or negligence. It is necessary to undergo a rigorous evidence process if there is a failure or lack of transportation.
Common carriers are liable for the act of their employees. Common carriers are liable for the death of or injuries to passengers through the negligence or willful act of the former employees. Although such employees may have acted beyond the scope of their authority or in violation of orders of the common carriers. In Article 1759, holds the common carrier accountable for passenger deaths or pinsanang dulot po ng kawalang ingat or fault of the common carrier personnel. It does not create a presumption of negligence. Ang halimbawa po nito ay ang case na exposed by Roberto Cruz and his wife versus Sun Holidays Inc. According to the court, Sun Holidays is a common carrier. And additionally, the court determined that Sun Holidays was responsible for permitting po na sa boat na maglayag sa kabila po ng babala sa bagyo. And nag-result po ito ng dead passengers in violation po ng Pag-asa storm warnings. And Sun Holidays was held liable for damages. In Article 1732, common carriers are individuals, organizations, businesses, or associations that are in the business of compensating others for carrying or transporting products, passengers, or both by air, sea, or land, and providing their services to the general public. Ang common carrier po ay include po dito ang ship owner, railroad, airline, taxi service, and etc. Ang isang halimbawa po nito ay ang Sun Holidays Inc. Isa po ito sa common carrier.
Fortuitous events may exempt the common carrier from liability. So, let me explain the title first po. So, ano nga ba ang ibig sabihin ng fortuitous events? So, ang ibig sabihin po nito is kapag po may hindi tayo inaasahan or pangyayaring hindi po natin kayang pigilan or i-control. And kilala po siya bilang si fortuitous events. Ito po ay kadalasang nagdudulot ng pagkawala or pagkapinsala and karaniwang nangyayari po sa carrier tulad na lamang po sa bus, train, barko at eroplano, and si carrier po ay hindi po mananagot sa anumang pinsala or pagkawala ng dahil po sa fortuitous events or pangyayaring hindi po natin inaasahan. And meron pong mga halimbawa ng fortuitous events like mga natural calamity tulad na lamang po ng bagyo, lindol, baha o iba pang mga pangyayaring hindi po kontrolado ng tao. And meron po tayong batas na kapag po napatunayan ng common carrier na ang insidente po is due to fortuitous events, maaari pong si common carriers po ay walang pananagutan sa kahit anuman pong pinsala na naganap dahil po sa fortuitous events. Not all the times the common carrier is always liable for one. If the common carrier was able to prove that it exercised extraordinary diligence to protect its passenger, the common carrier will not be held liable. So yes, because kung ginawa nga naman po ng carrier yung part nila para maprotektahan lamang yung passenger, si carrier po ay hindi liable, especially kung ang pangyayari po ay hindi inaasahan like sakuna or natural calamity na hindi po kayang ikontrol ng carrier. So, kung ang kaso naman po ay example, namatay po yung isa sa passenger nila due to fortuitous events, si carrier po is maaaring maging exempted sa pananagutan kasi nga po, hindi po aware si carrier na mangyayari po yung ganong bagay and hindi po niya control kung ano nga po yung mangyayari sa araw na yon. So next, under the Article 1174 of the Civil Code, it provides that no person shall be responsible for a fortuitous events which could not be foreseen or which though foreseen was inevitable. In other words, there must be an entire exclusion of human agency from the cause of injury or loss. So, sa madaling salita po, ay ang Article 1174 po ay nagsasaad na ang isang tao ay hindi mananagot para sa mga pangyayaring hindi inaasahan o hindi maiiwasan, maliban na lamang po kung mayroong particular na batas na nagsasaad na ang tao ay dapat managot. Last is, if what have been transported are goods, the law provides the common carrier are responsible for a loss, destruction, or deterioration of the goods unless the same is due to any following causes only. So, magkakaroon lamang po ng pananagutan si carrier kapag po ang reason ay dahil sa pagkawala or pagkasira ng mga gamit or baggage ng passenger. Maliban na lamang po sa mga iba pang dahilan like number 1, flood, storm, earthquake, or other natural disaster or calamity. So, hindi po dito liable si carrier. So, number 2, ganun din po sa act of the public enemy and war, whether international or civil. So, ganun din po, hindi din po liable si carrier dahil po hindi po niya kontrolado yung ganong bagay. So, number 3, act or omission of the shipper of owner of the goods. So, pagka mismong si passenger na po ang may pagkukulang about sa gamit niya, is of course, di na din po kasalanan ng carrier yon. So, number 4, the character of the goods or the text in the packing or in the containers. So, if yung gamit po ng isang passenger is hindi po kaaya-aya, is may possible po na harangin yun sa airport pa lamang po. And hindi po liable si carrier about dun. And last, number 5, or order or act of competent public authority.
The Air Passenger Bill of Rights of the Philippines. The Air Passenger Bill of Rights was promulgated by virtue of the joint DOTC and DTI Administrative Order Number, Department of Transportation and Communication, Department of Trade and Industry. Halimbawa, canceled. Halimbawa, nagpabook ako ng flight, then nandun ako sa airport, then na-cancel yung flight ko. Siyempre, may karapatan ako dahil sa Air Passenger Bill of Rights. Halimbawa, na-cancel na nga yung flight ko, di ba? Ng less than 24 hours before the estimated time of departure. At kasalanan nito ng air carrier, kumbaga, ito yung magiging option ko. Humingi ng full refund kung hindi na gustong ituloy yung flight. And second, i-endorse sa ibang air carrier without paying or any fare difference. Then, pang-tatlo, ipa-rebook ang ticket without additional charge. Another example, kapag delay yung flight. Halimbawa, naghihintay ka sa terminal at na-delay yung flight at least 3 hours. ang inyong flight. After the estimated of departure, may karapatan ang passenger na magkaroon ng refreshment or meals or snack or lunch. Mga free phone calls, text or emails, endorsement sa iba pang air carrier without paying any fare difference. 3 main rights of the passenger. The right to be provided with accurate information before purchase. Second, the right to receive full value of the service purchased and the right of comprehension. Karapatan na malaman ang tamang informasyon ng isang produkto. Halimbawa, may nagbebenta ng lupa. Sa iyo. So, kailangan mong and karapatan mong malaman kung ano yung tamang informasyon ng ibinebenta sa iyo. Malay natin illegal yon and galing sa nakaw or mga yung papel nun is, yung informasyon nun is na binibigay sa iyo papel is hindi pala totoo and gawa-gawa lang nila. So para mas mapabuti at dapat nating gawin is kailangan nating suriin maigi yung informasyon ng isang produkto or binebenta sa atin upang maging wala tayong magiging error sa ganong sitwasyon. Yun yung ating karapatan na malaman kung ano yung tamang informasyon. Karapatan din natin makatanggap ng buong serbisyo galing sa kanila. So, umorder ako sa mga online, then karapatan ko na magkaroon or makatanggap ng buong serbisyo galing sa kanila, galing sa pinagbibilhan ko ng produkto. Kung paano maging satisfy ang isang customer, kung paano maging maayos yung produkto na ibibigay nila sa akin.
Compensation for delayed, loss, and damaged baggage of the passenger. Just to explain the title, compensation, that means it is a process of making amends for something or nagagawa sila ng move or nagbibigay sila ng benefits doon sa taong nawalan ng baggage or sa damage na nadulot nila para mapa-feel better nila yung taong yun. Yung ibang airlines pa nga, nagbabayad sila ng 2,000 kada 24 hours na delay ng delivery ng baggage. So, ayun yung compensation. So, let's tackle the number 1. The air carrier shall inform the passenger at the soonest practicable time and in such a manner that the passenger will readily know the offloading, that his/her baggage has been offloaded and the reason therefore. The passenger must inform na meron talagang uploaded na nangyayari from an airplane. That means you are removed or denied boarding from a flight often due various reasons. So, basically, the air carrier will take responsibility na ipaalam agad sa passenger na upload yung baggage niya. Why? Kasi as soon as possible na alam agad ng passenger, hindi siya mag-cause na trouble. And of course, dapat alam din ng passenger yung reason kung bakit na-offload yung kanyang bagahe. So, ano-ano nga ba yung mga possible reason like katulad na lang ng weight and balance issues. So, dapat talaga alam ng passenger para hindi na sila mag-worry sa kanilang mga bagahe or kung bakit sila na-offload. The number 2 is the air carrier should make the appropriate report and give the passenger a copy thereof even if it had already announced that the baggage would be on the next flight. So, the air carrier is need to give a right report about sa flight or kung bakit nangyari yung baggage nila is naiwan. And dapat may copy yung passenger ng report na yun. Kahit na na-announce na yung baggage nila na nasa next flight, need pa din nila ng proof na sa kanila yun, na pagmamay-ari nila yun. Kasi once na hindi nag-report or hindi na-report yung nangyari, hindi basta-basta ibibigay sa'yo yung baggage or you don't have proof na sa'yo yun. So, need ng security na iyo talaga yun, yung bagaheng yun.
Compensation in case of death or bodily injury of the passenger. For international flights, in case of death or bodily injury sustained by a passenger, they apply inter-carrier agreement. However, for international carriage performed under the 1966 Montreal Inter-Carrier Agreement, it says that a point of destination or agreed stopping place, the limit of liability for each passenger for death, wounding, or other bodily injury shall be the sum of 75,000 United States dollar, inclusive of legal fees and costs. Example nito ay ang pagbagsak ng Malaysian Airlines Flight MH17 noong 2014. Ang Malaysian Airlines Flights MH17 was shot down over eastern Ukraine na nagresulta sa maligim na kamatayan ng lahat ng 298 na pasahero at mga crew members sa loob ng eroplano. Pinaniniwalaan na tinamaan ito ng surface-to-air missile sa isang conflict zone doon. Kinuha ng Malaysian Airlines ang responsibilidad at pag-compensate sa mga pamilya ng mga pasahero na namatay sa pagbagsak. Naggalok ang airlines ng financial na tulong, compensation para sa mga gastusin sa libing, at support ng serbisyo sa mga pamilya ng mga biktima.